Hey guys, Don here with TrueXpanse. What I want to do today is walk you through the Massive Action Tracker. I'm going to log into the call list page. And on the call list page, I'm going to click on this blue little button right here on Find Prospects. And right here, this is going to come up. Now it's going to give me an immediate access to Google Maps and also Google Place. So I'm going to type in here the business type that I'm after, the location, and it's going to bring that up for me. Now I'm going to be able to call these individuals. So the first thing I want to do is notice which customers out there do I bring the most value to? As a business coach, who do I want as my ideal client? Well, I really work well with people that are HVAC. So I'm going to go ahead and say HVAC. So it's going to put that in here. And the next thing is, well, where do I want to go? Now, if I'm on the West Coast, or I'm on the East Coast, I want to find people in my time zone possibly, but I'm just going to go over to Phoenix, Arizona. I know it's hot during the summertime, and these are individuals that can actually they're more competitive. They want to make sure they have a competitive edge, and perhaps I can help them being a 10X business coach. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm just going to click in here, Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix, Arizona. Now, once I have that in there, I'm going to go ahead and select down here, search for 25 prospects. Now, these are prospects. They're not qualified. All I know is that they are individuals that own an HVAC company. So I know they have technicians in the field. I know that they're catering to mostly residential, of course, some commercial. And I'm in the position to be able to help them with their business. So I want to be able to call on them. So right here, I've got all 25. I'm going to import them into my database. Now, notice right here, Phoenix, Arizona, HVAC. Phoenix, I've got 25 leads. So you want to make sure that you keep track of how many people you spoke with, how many messages that you left, how many emails you sent out, how many text messages, how many appointments, etc. Now you might find a bad number. Maybe you're going to find someone who's not interested. So I'm going to walk you through how you're going to record that. And once you record it on this particular page, it's going to sync throughout the app. Here we are on this particular page. I'm going to click on Parker and Sons. So once I click on this individual, notice what's going to happen. Right off the bat, I'm going to see some more information come up about that individual company. Now, you're going to notice it's pretty vibrant. You're going to see the green tab is their phone number, which you also see down here is 602. You're also going to have an email tab, a site tab, an edit tab where you can actually go in there and edit that information. A Recon, I'll walk you through that in just a moment, and then a set appointment, pretty self-explanatory. So let's just go right here to the site. So what I want to do is I want to find out who's the owner of this company. So I'm going to click on this purple button. This is a Recon button. What it's going to do, let's go ahead and click on it so you can kind of see. It's an AI agent that's going to go and scan this website, and it's going to report back to you, the user of the software, what it is about this company that you should know. So it gives you right there a nice little summary about Parker and Sons, a long-standing home service company in Phoenix, Arizona. That's really valuable. You can copy this if you want and paste it in your notes. Also, you notice there's a phone number. Well, we already have the phone number, but what? Guess what? We're searching through the site, and Paul Kelly is the owner of the company. So I want to copy on that, and I'm going to come back over here to edit, and I'm going to put his name right here. So now I know Paul Kelly is the owner of the company. So if I get the telephone number, of course, someone's going to pick up, maybe a gatekeeper, maybe Paul might answer the telephone. I'm going to ask, please to speak with Paul Kelly. Now, a couple more things I want to find out about this company. I like to find out about an email address. So I'm going to go back to the Recon and see if there's any information in here about an email address. I don't see one. Now, I do see conversation hooks right here. About them being in business for 50 years. Also recent projects, I see that as well. Here's some leverage things. They're missing reviews. So for example, maybe you own a design firm. Maybe you do web design. Maybe you do marketing. And maybe you want to reach out to this company and make an offer to them, an irresistible offer about how you can provide this kinds of service for them. This is something that you can use. What I want to do is I want to go back to their site because I'm trying to get an email address. So here's the company, and most of the time, if you want to scroll down and see if they have a Facebook, let's just do that and see if they do have a Facebook right here. Typically, you're going to find an email address on their homepage, and guess what? There it is. So it's customer service at Parker. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. I'm going to go back to the actual site, go to edit, And guess what? I'm going to paste that in right there. So we've got all that information now. So take a look at this. I've got the name of the company. I got Paul Kelly. And I see the telephone number, the email address. All that's right here in this system. So what I'm going to do, I want to take you down and show you this right here, this little drop down. When you pick up your telephone and you're going to call this particular company, you've got to call them because you got to make contact. So once you make contact, if they pick up the phone and say hello, you're going to click this little button, spoke with. Their name is going to turn purple. That means you've made contact with them. And you're going to see these little buttons, spoke with. Query your contacts by how many times you reach out to them. So say, for example, you pull up this particular list. This is HVAC companies in Phoenix, Arizona. And you're going to see, hey, how many of these have I reached out to and talked more than one time? You click on that, this guy's going to come up. If you click on 4 to 8 times, that's a new section that's going to come up. Or maybe more than 8 times, 9 to 12 times, you're going to have others come up. Now, these are individuals that maybe you've left a message, maybe you're just trying to reach out to them. You've got to do that, and you've got to do it consistently. So it's going to keep track of that. But just say, for example, you call the number and there's no answer. Boom, boom, no answer. You're going to click no answer. And you want to leave a message. Now, what kind of message are you going to leave? Now, as a 10X business coach, I would love to be able to coach you on that, but you've got to leave a message. Now, it might be they're not going to return the call. However, you can use that as leverage because you can say, hey, listen, I've left a couple messages with you. Can I take a couple minutes of your time? Now, maybe they've heard those messages or seen the messages. Maybe they might give you a little bit of time. But the cool thing is that this individual contact that is now in your database, you can see that, hey, you've reached out to him this many times. Now, if I close this down, I'm going to scroll down. Look at this section right here. I've contacted them. Now, say I want to leave a note. I can come down here and I can say, hey, watch this. Reached out to Paul Kelly. No answer. Left a message. Try back next Wednesday. Boom. There it is. Now, I can save that because remember, you're trying to get that email address so that email address can be added to your CRM. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on email. And when I click on email, it already knows what I provide as a service. I'm just going to send out an introduction of myself. I'm going to click on this right here. And what it's going to do, Ace is going to do this, my AI. It's going to say, hey, Paul, which I know that's the company owner. I came across Parker & Sons and wanted to introduce myself. I'm Don Smith with True. It knows who I am. Boom. And then I'm going to go to the next guy. And I'm going to go to the next guy. And the next. And the next. And basically, the numbers aren't going to lie. You're going to find at the end of the day, based on you doing the work, if you'll reach out to these individuals and be yourself and be knowledgeable and energetic and have something of value that you want to share with them, and you already know they need your service, it's just a matter of time before you find those individuals that want to do business with you. So that is the prospecting features of the Massive Action Tracker.